It's Goat Man, Coach T Flow, and welcome to Coffee with Coach. Guys, this is my brand. This is what I've actually been pouring into for the last several years, if you have been watching me. And every year, as the months go by, it seems like I get more structure for the brand. So that's where we're at now with this Coffee with Coach. The interviews are great. This segment right here is a CWC Live, Coffee with Coach Live, to where it's just me today. There's no guests, but that doesn't mean we're still not going to get into some interesting conversations for today. So this is how we'll do it. Like I said, I do my introductions, and this podcast is basically a podcast about the culture, of course, fitness, maybe a little bit of sports and politics involved, but fitness based at the heart. And it's gonna be broken down into different segments. Like one of the segments we got is called or black or add sugar. That's kind of like somebody's calling us. That's kind of like a choice when it comes to the topic. Whether you want it black or you want to add sugar, you want it hard, straight, no chaser. So it's kind of like that kind of mindset into it. Then we got the coffee. The coffee is going to be the main subject for today. And with that being said, the coffee today is, why did I gain the weight back? A lot of us went on our fitness journeys. We lost a ton of weight. We posted on social media. We showed people the transformation. And then slowly but surely, that weight demon came back in. And, you don't see those posts anymore. And next thing you know, that person's back where they started, or in some cases, even worse. Now, the GOAT coach, Coach T Flow, my weight loss journey started about 10 years ago. I was over 130 pounds overweight. So I was 330, 325. That's when I stopped weighing myself. I actually got bigger, but I didn't even want to see it on the scale. But get what? The GOAT man kept his off for the most part. Did I gain some weight back from the smallest or the less weight I had lost? Surely I did. Am I still within perimeters? Most definitely. We've kept the weight off at the most, maybe 20, I think 25 pounds up. Let me backtrack. Last year, I actually got to 230, and I felt like a fat cow. Moo! But yeah, that was last summer. I might even go into the reasons, but I definitely know the reasons why. Life, but that's no excuse. That's no excuse. But I really just dropped the ball and said, F it. Went to Disney World with my family, and I had so many things planned, and it was just all going bad. So I just said, bump it. It is what it is. But that was a short stint. As soon as I came back from Disney World with the fam, I knocked like 15 pounds off real quick, and so I'm back to my normal between 215, 210, 205. I just, that little 10 pounds right there from 205 to 215 is kind of sweet spot for me. But that's far from that 330. And I told myself I would never, ever, and I meant that shit, I would never, ever get like that again. I can't speak for anybody else, but that's a coffee for the day. Then we're getting into, of course, the last sip. That's kind of like another side topic, kind of like what you would call in the industry of journalism an opt-in. Just my opinions on some things and the closing. So that's kind of like the format that I'm going to be doing. So I just want to kind of give you guys a little insight on that. Shout out to all the members at 4.0 Fit. You guys rock. You push me. I get up in the morning for you guys to put these to write these workouts down, to put these workouts together. Shout out to my boys in the weight pile. The weight pile starts around about 9 o'clock. We got my boy Shard pulling up. We got Lowe's. We got Stank. That's my dog. That's my little round. Stank been here for a minute. I ain't seen Coop, but now Coop been in he been in truck driving training. Got my boy Peso. Peso be up in this thing. Cho Rambo, my round, my dog, 40 water, Hollywood 40 start coming. So the weight pile, man, just a collective. It gives you the barbershop vibe. because it's like you in the barber shop, but you lifting weights. In the barber shop, you getting your hair cut. You might talk politics, you might talk sports, kicking shit. But the weight pile, you hitting that iron, getting your body right with the same flavor. So I'm real proud of the weight pile, guys. I mean, I might go even say ladies, because I'll be ladies. You don't want to be here doing the weight pile unless you just a stud or something, because the weight pile be going down, and rightfully so. That time period right there. Not to say, like I say, this is an open gym, ladies. If you ain't got you got a tough ear for lewd conversation, because it's like when ladies at the salon they talk about lady things. In the weight pile we talk about God things. So I just want to caution females, if you got a soft ear, this ain't the place for you between the hours of probably about 9 and 11. They start to taper off. Once all the homeboy with the whoop, holla holla, once all that's dead, everybody really just trying to get into their workout. It kind of tapers off around by 11. But outside of that, I got a young lady going into the military, and this is like I call myself an aficionado with this now, because she's like almost like my 12th one. I'm almost at a dozen, to where people who either first responders, law enforcement, or the military that needed to hit certain specs on their physicality, whether it was strength, whether it was their BMI or body fat. I'm just going to say 10, because I don't know I think the exact number, but I know I'm close to 12. I am 10 for 10. I'm like the Harry Stamper of this shit. Remember in Asteroid? Remember Ben Affleck said Harry never misses. He never misses his mark. I do not bullshit when it comes to that. And I need to go talk to some recruiters to let them know, hey, you got somebody that's out of bounds on their specs, send them to me. I don't bullshit with that. I don't bullshit with nothing, but that right there is close to my heart. I feel like if I have some kind of impact on these first responders, on these future law enforcement officers, on these future military members, that they'll always remember. They'll remember what I taught. They'll remember what I poured into them, and they'll be better at what they do because they came and hollered at the GOAT man. So that's just how I feel about things, guys. We are getting into what we are sipping on. So today we are sipping on the same thing we were sipping on the other day, man. Diddy got locked up. If you go check my Instagram, some of y'all people were hating on the GOAT man when I said some things about the whole situation. I knew it was going to spiral out of control. The wheels of justice might grind slow, but they still are always moving. So when his house got raided, a lot of people are like, "Oh, they ain't do nothing, they ain't getting it." I'm like, they don't hit your house like that without a reason. And when I heard what they found, or the rumors of what they found, I was like, oh, it's just a matter of time before an indictment comes down. So, and if you think about it on the scope of things, it really wasn't that long. 6 months from the time they raided it for the time the indictment went down. 6 months is not that long. They just had a operation in Columbus called Sweet Silence, and they said that investigation was a 2.5-year investigation, where they came here and just not fire a lot of the elements in the streets in the city. So that was way longer than this thing with Diddy. My take from it, and I said it before and I'll say it again, I don't think everybody was a victim. It's like anything else right now. Somebody always looking for opportunity to make money. I think some of the people were victimized. I think a lot of people were partying on drugs. That's in Columbus. You go to geek freak parties, everybody in there smoking weed or doing what they do. Then, one thing turns to another, freaking and geeking. That's what we call it down here. So I think some of the counts he's going to beat. Some of them they're going to lay into him. I don't know Rico. Party life. People who are willing to take drugs and do drugs. Now, if you're being held against your will, if you're getting kidnapped, that's another story. But in my heart of hearts, I believe a lot of the charges. And I know how to Fed. I had a Fed case. See, I can speak on that because I had a federal conspiracy and drug trafficking indictment back in 2005, and I beat mine. I beat all charges with the jury trial. I ain't cop out. I took that shit to trial, and I beat them folks. So Diddy got a lot of resources. He got a lot of money. He got a lot of influence, and he will be able to do things that the average person who doesn't have that capital will be able to do. As for investigate this case, find inconsistencies in the story of witnesses. So will he be guilty on everything? I don't think so. Will he be guilty on some? It's a high probability that he will. So what else are we sipping on this morning? Alabama versus Georgia. So this is my little sports element. This game right here, guys, is billed as the game of the year. Everybody want to see Alabama versus Georgia. If you look at the last game, I know my brother, CGY Sports. Shout out to CGY Sports. Shout out to Bro versus Bro podcast with Sean the Pod Don and the big bro, myself. And bro gonna be like, he tried to look at all the body of works during the course of the year. I'm looking at the last two games. Georgia versus Kentucky, Alabama versus Wisconsin. Alabama showed real good promise moving forward throughout the college season. Georgia struggled with the unranked Kentucky a little bit. And you can't just say, okay, just because Georgia struggled with Kentucky, just because Georgia struggled with Kentucky, they're going to struggle with Alabama. It doesn't work that way. This game right here is billed the game of games. It's like having a championship matchup during the season. And I really, not trying to hedge or straddle the fence, but I'm kind of stuck on this one. At first, I was thinking, I guess I am contradicting myself because watching the South Florida game, I was like, oh, we in trouble. But once again, South Florida, some teams just play you good. South Florida just got did in by Miami. So I'm like, wow, Miami might be the truth this year. But I think it's going to be a hard knuckle football game. Them boys going to be hitting. It's a lot of high stakes in this game. Can Bama bring down the mighty Georgia Bulldogs? I think in the last 5 matchups, Alabama has been victorious 4 out of the 5. I don't know, guys. Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me, I don't think they have an offensive touchdown scored on them all season, meaning that, they have some tight game. People score, but they don't score by field goal. Alabama going to score. Alabama going to put the bun in the oven. Make no doubt about that. So my take on it, I got to make a prediction. I'm not going to do it here because I'm going to do it on my Bro vs. Bro podcast. So you want to see my prediction for the Alabama-Georgia game, you got to watch the Bro vs. Bro podcast. You can watch us on YouTube or you can catch it on CGY Sports on Facebook, okay? So I'm not going to give that information since that's my sports platform. I'm going to leave that there, but tell me who you guys think going to win between Georgia and Alabama and give me your reasons why. Just don't. Georgia going to win. Tell me why you think Georgia's going to win. Tell me why you think Alabama's going to win. It's going to be a highly viewed watch game. I got to go get me some more gear because I keep wearing the same Alabama shirt. I might go get me an Alabama hat. I'm just going to be Alabama down. I'm trying to see what jersey I should get. I wonder if I should get me an old throwback Lacey jersey. Or I like my boy. He played for the Texans now. What's my boy name? I can't. Forgot my boy name. He played for the Texans. But I might even get me a Bryce jersey or a Tua. If I'm getting me a throwback Alabama quarterback jersey, and I'm going to rock it. Might get me a Mac Jones. I ain't getting no Mac Jones. But it's going to be a fun game, guys. So make sure that you tune in this Saturday. It's on prime time, 7 o'clock. So that's going to be the game. To me, it's going to be the game of the year. So yeah. All right. And moving on, guys, to the black or add sugar. What do you think about Kamala Harris? Do you think she really has a chance against Donald Trump in the president election? How concerned are you with the presidential? Somebody sent me some money. Here, a little cash. How concerned are you about the president election? That's something that you're really concerned about, or is it something that you're like, what? It doesn't matter who's in office. My life is gonna be like it is. I caution you with that because elections do matter. As you can tell, in the other election that we had, Georgia came down to 11,780 votes. It's crazy that I know that number because they talk about it so much on the news. And that's what, East Columbus? Part of East Columbus, not even all East Columbus. Just a part of East Columbus. You probably get that many people out of that. So elections matter. Everybody votes matter. No matter whose side you on, whether you team Kamala or team Donald, voting matters. And more so on a local level. Local laws that you want passed. People representing you locally. Like, I hate when people just vote for the same person over and over again, and then when things don't get done, they complain. I'm like, you had a chance to vote for somebody else, but and old folks, y'all bad for this. Y'all bad for this shit. Y'all, so and so, Ethel and them say go vote for so and so, such and because y'all been voting for this man or this lady for the last 10 years, and that broken street light ain't got fixed. The pothole down the street ain't got fixed, but you still keep voting for the same person. So locally, more so, if you want change, you got to go vote, guys. So let me know. Do you think Kamala's gonna pull it off, or are you voting for the Donald? Uh, I think people say they won't change. I'm trying to word this the right way. I don't want to offend anybody, but they use a lot of scare tactics on the right. They're gonna take our guns. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. Them folks are not gonna take our guns. The stock market's on a all-time high. I remember they was like the stock market's gonna crash. They constantly with Donald. He constantly puts America. We're in the third world country. America's a shithole and all this. Do you think them people living in Green Island Hills or on Bradley Park? Do you think they think America's a shithole? Do you think them $1 million mansions they living in are shitholes? No, you got poverty everywhere. We are booming this morning. You have poverty everywhere. You have low class and middle class everywhere. United States economy is strong. The dollar is strong. Do we got a little inflation? Yeah, a lot of that was caused by the last administration, and it takes cycles to get through things. So, guys, I would say that the average person who's middle class or below, the policies of the left will help you more in your life than the policies of the right. The policies of the right are geared for ultra millionaires, people with big money. And then a lot of the things are still going on, like the tax cuts. They wasn't able to uh, uh, reverse those tax cuts because I think they fizzled out or whatever in 2000. Let me check this message because the thing is bunky. But they fizzle out in 2026. So a lot of the things that affect your life, the left is more advantageous to you. They try to take away daycare, reduced and free lunch. I mean, come on, man. Whether you're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, Arab, some of these programs and policies help your quality of life. They help you. So be careful with who you go in there. And another thing, no matter what the rhetoric is around town, or what you say on Facebook, when you go into that booth, vote for your best interest, no matter who that person is. Really go down the line. Okay, how concerned are you about the border in Columbus, Georgia? Let's just be real. How can these Hispanic people here? They help. We need them. So if you ask me, that's not a hot topic for me. The border, immigration. Who gives a fuck? I don't care about that. Now, you taking away reduced lunch, free lunch, taking away daycare, taking away overtime. Those things mean something to me. So if you're against that, then you're not my guy. You should think the same way. I'm not trying to tell you how to think. I'm just putting something on your mind to think about. Black or add sugar? You answer the question. Drop it in the comments. Okay, guys, here we go. The coffee for today is, why did I gain my weight back? And it's a question that I want to ask you all watching. If you had a weight loss transformation, a significant weight loss transformation, and you gained the weight back, why? All that hard work you put in, all the pain you put your body through, if you did it right, you probably had to study too and do a lot of research. It's just the time and the effort you put into your body. How could you just let it go? It's kind of like you renovating a house. And you remodel a house, you get the house like you want to, and then you just say bump it. Stop cutting the grass. You stop cleaning the kitchen. You don't change the air filters no more. Don't clean out your tub. Why? Now, definitely not trying to sound like I'm better than anybody, but I understand that me being healthy and fit is what going to keep me out of the hospital. It's going to keep me feeling energetic and youthful, agile, mobile. For every pound that you're overweight, it's 4 pounds of pressure on your knees. So let's just say you're 20 pounds overweight. That's 80 pounds of pressure on your knees, on your joints, on your hips. And when you get older, over the big 4-0, it gets worse. So why did you gain the weight back? And some people might have gained it back because of health reasons. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm not calling anybody out. But I got members here who came right here, lost an 80 pack or a 70 ball, and then they gained it back. And I'm like, for the life of me, why? I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not saying no name, but they know who I'm talking about. It's people I see on social media who are 8-9 years ago big influencers on fitness and health and wellness. They don't even talk about that no more. And I'm like, dude, what happened? Or Shorty, what happened? I see it on both levels, professional people, regular people, women, men, white, black. Wow, why did you gain the weight back? And more in some cases. I don't understand it. I feel like I put my body through too much to just let it go. I mean, it has to start with discipline to me. It has to start with you broke your discipline down, your structure, whatever that structure, that discipline you had to lose the weight, that completely broke down. And you gained all that weight back and more. You backslid. I mean, what else could it be? Your priorities are not in line with your fitness. Extra weight on your body is not good for you. It makes your circulatory system, makes your cardio, makes your heart pump harder to push the blood through your body. To me, it's worse when you lose it. Then your body gets homeostasis with that. Then you gain it back. Your body like, down this shit again. Your body like, bruh, we here. I mean, this is what we doing. I know your body feels like that. I'm not perfect. Like I say, I'm probably about a dub outside where I want to be. Maybe 25. Don't say that. Don't tell nobody. I'm going to say a dub. But it's probably closer to 25. But I was 330. 5'10", 330. My waist was a 50. I remember this vividly. You can ask my ex-wife, shout out to Issa, ask her. She used to buy my clothes. She was like, whew. Clothes was high because you had to get double the fabric. Right now, when my waist was at its widest to right now, it was a ruler plus. It was that much more space, man. That was crazy, man. My life was miserable as a fat ass. I'm just gonna call it. I wasn't used to being fat. I didn't like it. I felt ugly. I hated myself. I was not content. I wasn't fat that long, to be honest with you. Just on a scale of things, I was probably fat maybe 5 years, maybe. And I definitely wasn't 330 fat, probably maybe 2 years. Cause I mean, even when I was 260, I was still fat, but real fat. I was like, oh hell to the. That's when it just sparked something with me. Shout out my boy Dabo Daniels. I remember. I always tell this story. He just, hey, what you doing? I'm finna come pick you up. He took me to Max Fitness. Max Fitness was on Moon Road then. He's like, man, you gotta do something, bro. So I signed you up for a membership. Don't worry about it. So I'm gonna start y'all. And that right there started the GOAT Man's journey. And I bucked for a little while. I ain't going to no gym. And I remember one of his homeboy Mario was whispering loud one day, like, damn, why you bringing him here, man? He gonna have a long journey, man. It's over with for him. I'm like, damn, Holmes can't hear me. Like, he know I hear him, don't he? And that right there, boy, that sparked it. I don't know if he did that on purpose. I don't think he did. I think he was just talking loud. But that right there, somebody telling me that basically I'm a failure. There's no hope for me. Boy, I went on a goddamn rampage. For real. Like straight up. That's why I'm the GOAT, man. 330 to 180 with 170. You go do the math. It's almost half. I lost half a body. In my 40s. GOAT, man. Why did you gain the weight back? And more importantly, I think, how are you going to lose it again? One thing you have to your advantage is you know how to do it. You know everything that you need to do to lose that weight and get back right. When are you going to look yourself in the mirror and say, it starts today? I'm not putting this off no more. You are a walking heart attack. You are a walking stroke. I'm trying to scare you to start back. Damn all that politically correct shit. You need to start back now. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You're too big. Imagine how you felt when you had reached your goal. You were slimmer. You could go buy clothes off the rack you could never buy. Do you still even got them clothes? Did you throw away your old clothes when you was big, or did you just have to go buy some more? Some people might not like this, but the same people don't like me saying about it. It's a guy on Instagram calling y'all big backs and fat ass. Y'all laugh at him. Like, oh, yeah, I feel him. But the GOAT coach said, the GOAT man said, you got a problem with the GOAT man. I can speak on being obese and fat because I was. I wasn't no skinny dude with a high metabolism who always was smaller. I got big. So I can speak on it. And I can tell those of you who have got lost in the sauce and need to get back on this train you need to lose weight. And you need to start today. You know what you need to do. You lost it before. Implement those same practices to restart your journey. You might not get a second chance. All right, guys, that was the coffee for today. Ooh, that was a strong cup on it. And the last sip, man. I don't know. Once again, just to recap, I'll start with Diddy. We can't idolize celebrities. Case in point, I know everybody loves Prime. And, being in media, you know how to manipulate things. Every time I talk about Prime or one of his boys, case in point, I consider Travis Hunter one of his boys, even though he's not his biological son, but one of Prime boys. Black people do the exact same thing white people do when you talk about Caitlin Clark. It's the exact, I'm like the puppet master. I'll say something about Prime boys, and they'll be in there. Y'all easy to manipulate. Y'all too emotionally involved into football or to Prime boys. Same with Caitlin Clark fans. She that. You black people just met. I got a comment that has a post on my Instagram that has over first of all, it has over 500,000 views. 5,000 comments, mostly white people, just going off on Angel Reese. I'm going to make a whole vlog about that because there's so much content. I'm just going to read them off. You will be surprised what these people, they are. I'm afraid. I'd be like, damn, man, all these people hate this girl like that. But you guys are too emotionally involved in the people who don't even know you or give two damns about you. Stop it. Stop being so emotionally involved into sports people or entertainers. It's not that serious. Okay? You guys are too easy to push buttons. It's too easy to manipulate you guys. You should be smarter than that. Those of y'all who know me, know my brand, they're like, there you go again. Clickbait. Rightfully so, but it doesn't matter. They'll see your comment and they just got to say something. You crazy hell. Travis Hunter this. Shedeur this. Who they played? Baylor. Come on, man. Nebraska spanked them. Y'all ain't say nothing about that. DT, man. So they're complaining about the Democrats. They putting out negative stuff out there for these assassinations. Trump had another assassination attempt. But when Nancy Pelosi's husband got attacked, Trump was making jokes by him getting hit with a hammer. When Trump was at his rallies, he said, if you see somebody talking crazy, just punch him in the mouth. I'll pay for it. Not to mention January 6th, where 5 law enforcement officers got killed. A couple of people, some of the rioters got killed. A lady got popped trying to walk through a window. Secret Service hit her with that blicky. So when it comes to inciting violence, I mean, he's the pot calling the kettle black. Karma doesn't see racism. Karma doesn't see white or black. But it does. It will hit you in your ass. So we have to be careful what we put into the universe, guys. Because it will come back on you. It will. Just like that weight came back on some of y'all. Got complacent. You lost your way. Scare tactics not going to work in politics, guys. Do not be fooled. The United States is a great country. Do we have our problems? Sure we do. Every country has problems. But where else in the world would you want to live? People say, I want to live there. You don't want to live there. Places water don't be right. Damn living conditions, the AC. Like some place they be like, oh, you go live here? Them folks don't believe in AC. They just open the windows, get the ocean breeze. Black folks, y'all know y'all love AC more than anything. But yeah, guys, just the last tip I would say, election season upon us. Don't, this is to my white brothers and sisters too, don't be pulled into the MAGA talking points. Your quality of life, and for the black people who support Donald Trump, think about your quality of life. That immigration shit ain't messing with you. That tax shit ain't messing with you because you ain't in that tax bracket. But that job security is, that overtime is, that daycare is, that reduced lunch is, all that's going to affect you. So think about that when you go into that voting booth, okay? That's the last sip. Okay, guys, I hope you like this today's CWC Live, Coffee with Coach Live. I will be giving you some more interesting guests, and I also will be periodically dropping the reels from past guests because we got some great content that, you got long-term content, and you got short-term content. The reels are the short-term content, and it's just a lot of talking points from my girl, Lady Breeze, Demeter Pritchett, Candid Nutrition, DJ Michael Soul, my boy CeeLo. All those people have poured in good nuggets into Coffee with Coach, and I will be dropping those reels for you to kind of recollect what they said and apply it to your life and hope it make it a better one. Till the next time, this is Coffee with Coach Live, and I'm the GOAT Coach, Coach T Flow. Go, man.